I love ya. Welcome, welcome to the power of you. Let me get on my um, Instagram. I love you, everyone. Here we are, multitasking. The power of you. Welcome to this fabulous, wonderful space created by Spirit to make sure that we are getting all that we need to on Wednesdays. Halafia. Aize Hanif is on, and we see Parcel and Olivia. No, Divine Dula Golden is joined. Maria Guadalupe. I love you, everyone, for joining me here on Instagram and on all the other social media. Where in the world is Yalode Yeyefini doing my Wednesday work, which is to create a space that we are able to come in and get some juicy stuff for the week. The reading of the year stated that this is a time that we'll see some challenges. And the challenges is not bad. Challenges mean that we are up our game as far as personal, spiritual, emotional well-being. So anything that we can do to find space to honor our spirit is going to be good. As we see the distraction of the world is going on, it always has been. But this year, we're going to have a lot of specialness, because if you went on my website and you saw the reading of the world, it's Shongo and the Egun and Eshu and Babaluaye. Those are the energies that's governing this year. So it is a time for us to really take advantage of this. The reading of the year says everyone needs to have their ancestor staff consecrated and the ancestor shrine consecrated. If you're interested in that, send me an email at yeyefini@bellsouth.net. Someone can put it in there in the chat. You know, I'm double tasking. And we are doing the consecration of the ancestor staffs right here at the temple during the month of March. And so feel free to send me an email. This is a good time for you to get a roots reading, to know exactly what energies, what colors, what totems align with your ancestors, or is a symbol, is a conversation with what it is our ancestors, your ancestors did before, for those of the diaspora, before the enslavement period. Okay, so this is a good time to do your ancestor, your roots reading. If you want to have your ancestor staff consecrated, we recommend that you get a roots reading so you know the Odu, the personality. So when we call the ancestors, so make your appointments. Just send me an email to yeyefini@bellsouth.net if you want to have your ancestor staff consecrated during the month of March and April. And so just send that to me, as well as if you're interested in having your ancestor shrine consecrated, also send me an email, yeyefini@bellsouth.net, to let me know how we can make this happen. It's very important. This is not about you becoming Ifa worshipers, Isheshe, Lukumi. It's about you having tools that will ground you, that when you tap, if you remember last week, the power of you spoke about the importance of tapping 3 times to your ancestors, and they said they would be accessible to you. So today it's Ose, Oya, Ibeji, and Chongo. But we have Chongo already, so let's do Oya today. But we are really focusing on our ancestors, because the reading of the year is so important for us to understand that. Our ancestors we believe that the ancestors have the responsibility to compel the living to uphold the ethical standards of the past generations of their clan, town, or family. Let me say that again. We believe the ancestors have the responsibility to compel the living to uphold the ethical standards of the past generations of their clan, town, or family. And so the ancestors felt, asking each one of us to have an ancestral festival. To have an ancestral festival, and for those who are involved or aware of Egungun, this would be a good year for you to have your Egungun celebrations. I'm having mine doing my Obatala festival because that's what we used to do annually. We would have the Egungun the first day. The next day would be the celebration of the Orisha. So it's very important for us to really focusing on that. Today we're talking about Oya and the ancestors. You know, every week at the beginning of the week, I kind of feel what energy we would be speaking about. And it just came to me that it's so important for us to speak about on this day, which is Oya, who's the mother of the Egungun. Oya, the energy that brings us change, drastic change. Drastic change, quick change, transformational change. So during this time, tap into the fact that whatever is going on in your life right now that's distracting you or causing you to feel attacked spiritually, emotionally, physically, this is a time to call on your ancestors. Oya, the mother of the Egungun, Oya made sacrifice when she could not have children. She went to Ifa, and Ifa told her to make a sacrifice of a ram. And after that, she had 9 children. And so that's one of the reasons, or the main reason why Oya never is sacrificed a ram. One of them. That's one of the stories. And that because that was the ritual that gave her the children. So to eat that animal would be part of dissolving the efficacy of her ritual. Sometimes we have a reading and it tells you don't eat this for this year, or don't eat this, or don't partake of certain things, or respect certain foods. It is because there is a sacrifice and a sacrament that has to go into you achieving and you attaining the fullness of that Odu, or the fullness of what it is that you're asking for. So that is a sacrifice. So if it tells you don't eat seafood this year, or don't eat fish, or don't eat this or the other, it's not because this faith prohibits you. It's letting you know that there's something, molecules that exist in that particular organ or that particular situation that will lessen your ability to stay in Ire. We spoke about Ire and the Ajogun, that we have 16 different ways of getting disconnected from believing and unknowing in every moment, in the moment, that you are great, that you are God, and you are emanation of God. So the things that distract us, be it death, war, fights, witchcraft, hospitalization, imprisonment, all of those things go on this earth plane. So when we are singing and when we're doing rituals to Oya, this energy is the one that takes things from us. That's the way that she allows us to see. She removes things and she masks things. She makes you think that it's one thing and it's something else. So Oya was not able to eat lamb or ram after that, because that was the sacrifice she had that was made for her to have children. So there may be things that you may have to walk away from during this time. And they may not be a prescription from a reading, but things that you know will disempower who you know yourself to be. So as it says, our ancestors right now during this year call on the energy of Oya, of change, the mother of the Egungun, the owner of the marketplace, the owner of the river. The marketplace, because there's so many things going on in the marketplace. There are activities, life happens in the marketplace. Abundance, potential for loss, potential for fights. All of that happens in the market. So Oya is present. She's the mother of the river, of the Niger River. There's a story that goes with that, and I'll give it at another time as to how she became the mother of the river. And just as the river is calm sometimes and it's turbulent sometimes, Oya exists there. So allow the mother of the Egungun, of your ancestors, realm of understanding, a realm of existence, to awaken that place in you, to give you the courage, the boldness. Oya carries with her, depending on the story, at one time when she was married to to Ogun, that's how she helped him to make his iron. My Oya, I can't get up now, but my Oya has all of the tools of war. That's when she was with Ogun. When she was with Shango, she learned the power of speaking words of power and causing fire and causing the wind. And that's why her dances, when she dances, she spins. And that spinning is that healing wind, afefe. That is the wind of healing that she presents to us. And when we carry her irukere, that's what we're doing, is we're bringing to her. When she moves it, it shifts the energy around you. This is a good time when you're feeling trapped or in a place. Sometimes you just feel like there's something going on, Call on Oya. Get one of her tools. Keep it with you and clean yourself off. This originally was for spiritual things, and it became to fly the flies away. And it's also a way that when in our culture, in our system, in my priesthood, when you pass, this is the thing that welcomes you into the spirit world. It's Oya saying, I am here, I'm present, and I will take you with grace. So these are the things that we wanted to just share a little with Oya. The main focus here is that our ancestors have the responsibility to compel the living to uphold the ethical standards of the past generations. I know we sing about Egungun and it sounds nice, and we think about it in a large scope. The main focus today and what's happening in the world is let's look at our ancestors' legacy, not how houses they left us, money they left us. Look at the thing that your ancestors left you, the value that the ancestors give us, the value that your ancestors left for you. That's the thing we want to honor today. I fed the ancestors and I fed Oya at the shrine, and both of them said, Alafia, hug yourselves, everybody. Hug yourself. That Oya and the ancestors says, yes, well done. Fed them this morning, prayed for each and every one that will ever see this presentation this Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, of blessing. This is a time for us to really look at the legacy that our ancestors have left us. As I say, we come sometimes just call and sing about ancestors at Gungu, Mojiba, we call the ancestors, but this is a time for us to really call our personal ancestors. Give them that credit. This is African History Month, as well as is a time for the energy of change. Is almost getting into the changing of the seasons next month. So she's readying us. This is a time for us to look at our ancestors' legacy. In preparation for this, and the spirit was downloading in my mind, I would say my mind and then in my spirit and then in my mind, how to present this to let us understand the power that we have. The power of you. You are the power that you are going to take your descendants through. And the rewards. You are that spirit that your ancestors are lined up just giving praise and says, look how far you've come. So sometimes we're distracted and we believe that this is a destination and we got to get it now because it's going to be running out. Sit with your ancestors. Call on your grandma. If you don't know her, you know of her. If you never saw her, you know of her. Because those spirits listen, they are the legacy that they left us, the strength that you have. Look at the patterns of your family. This is what my biggest takeaway of today is. Look at that. I was looking at myself, and I never met my grandmother. My grandfather died when I was like 5, so I don't really remember him. And my mother never saw her mother because her mother died when she was 3 months old, 6 months old. And so the connection that I have to my grandmother's spirit, Ida Ruddock, of a parish in Jamaica, in Westmoreland, that power, I look back at 39 years old, at 20 years old, this young woman took herself from Jamaica to come to Panama to look for a better way of life. And she worked as a domestic. She worked, not a domestic, but she was a cook. She cooked for the people who worked on the canal, the workers. 20 years old, because my mother was born in 1920, so she was born in the 1800s. That's bold. Get on a ship and say, I'm leaving because I know I can do better. At 39 years old, my mother had the boldness, the courage by herself to come to America to bring her 3 children for a better way of life. You see the legacy? The legacy is strength, courage, having a vision, having an intention, and setting that sucker to fire. Yes. At 39 years old, I left Oyotunji, stepping out on my own. My name was removed from any of the history. So any history prior to 1986 when I left has been erased. Intentionally was erased because I left the village and I was made persona non grata. Y'all heard the story before, and it's going to be in the book. At 39, the same thing. My mother left at 39, and that was divine orchestration, right? So at 39, here we go. My mother leaves. At 39, I leave and started on my own with my 3 children. That's bold. That's bold. When everything turned against you and feel that nothing is going your way, everything is going your way. Because when you find opposition, in that moment, you know how strong you are. Either you lay down, and the fact that I'm alive, I know my grandma. I know my grandmother said, I'm doing this. I'm a female, but I'm going to do this. My mother said, I'm a female, I'm going to do this. My mother landed in this country, and today, God willing, in a couple of days, she'll be 104, own her own apartment building, own a store downstairs, went to school, taught herself all her things. And the thing that she always taught us is always to be strong. Don't give up and share everything that you have. So that's my legacy. So when I sang to the ancestors this morning and I gave them their food, I said, just thank you. Thank you for giving me what it is that runs in my body, which is never give up. And so whatever you're going through this day, this afternoon, in your job, in your marriage, in your friendship, don't give up. Be bold. Be like Oya. Yes. Pick up whatever it is that you have to do. My mother came in with 1 suitcase. Her mother, I don't know what she came with, but coming from Jamaica, she was not bringing luxury items. She was running into liberation, freedom, and an easier way for her to live. That's the message today. Call on your personal ancestors. If you don't know their name, say the ancestors of my line. They got your blood. The ancestors of my line. I come and I just thank you for the courage that you gave me, that my great-grandma did, that my grandma did, that my mother did. And you just go down the line and you talk to your father's people. And I thank my father's people for having the courage to leave and to do and to change and be a witness. And that our ancestors are looking and say, look at her. That's our child. And that's when they give you blessings, because they know that this is their responsibility to compel the living. So if you notice that your family is going through a series of challenges, not that your ancestors have left you, they're trying to compel you to do what is required so that when you leave, you can leave the legacy that they left you. You will leave it for someone else. So don't take these rituals and these services and the things that the ancestors may tell you in your dream, in your ear, in a reading, whatever, to do works for your ancestors. This is the time. This is the time to honor your personal ancestors. We have the universal ancestors, we have the personal ancestors, and we have the individual and community ancestors. Right now, let's deal with us. Call on your grandmas this week, this month, and thank them for what it is that they gave you. Yes. I know there's someone or many of you that needed to hear that this morning, because that's what I was going to do this whole thing on Oya, chanting to our ancestors. This is what came. Connecting to your ancestors. I just give glory and honor to each of one of y'all's ancestors. Go back and look at the patterns that they gave you. Go back and see if you were raised in the church and y'all did a lot of singing. This is your opportunity for you to start your own healing ministry. Whatever it is that you do, be it Reiki, be it ancestor reverend, but whatever it is that you do, know that your ancestor left you that so that you can leave it for others. So don't worry about leaving no big house and a car and all the legacy for the most they do is fight over it. Leave them a lesson. Leave them. It runs in your blood. Success runs through your blood, and that's why the ancestors are here. Adupueo. Adupueo. So this time we're going to ask you to just center on your ancestor. And you can pick one ancestor if you want to. Just bring everybody in. I just want you to close your eyes and take 3 nice, easy breaths. Yami or ya, I want everyone to by you. And breathing out. And take another breath. Breathing in. I go yami or ya, I want everyone to by you. Breathing out. One more. I go yami or ya, breathing in. And then breathing out. And allow yourself to be in a place where you find and you feel the ancestors. Call them. Call their names. Invoke them. And I want you to just close your eyes and feel the power of your ancestors in your heart. Put your hand on your heart and feel them. That boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, that's the drum. Boom, 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 boom. That's the drum that your ancestors danced to. Boom, 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 boom. Feel your ancestors. Thank your ancestors from what they did for you. You know, your ancestors are looking at you right now and they're saying, look at my child. You know, that's my daughter. That's my great-great-granddaughter. That's my great-great-grandson over there. Yes. Let me pour down some more blessings on them. Ayiloda yakuo. Mama leke yo ayaba ayiloda yakuo. Mama leke yo ayaba oyade ariwo. Oyansa lobo shokoto. Oyade ariwo, oyansa lobo shokoto ayoda oyakuo. O mama leke yo ayaba yami oyayansara ye. Kariesile ya, kariesile odo, kariesile iku, ajuba ye. Continue visualizing your ancestors hugging you as I chant to the ancestors. And this chant says, Egungun, Egungun, you come on earth to dance. Egungun, Egungun, you bring honor when you move. Egungun, Egungun, you always bring honor, and honor is what follows you. Egungun, Egungun, you come on earth to dance. So I'm going to sing that as you visualize yourself with your ancestors. Be it dancing with them, be it sitting and looking at Big Mama, looking at Auntie, the lady that gave you those little biscuits that you felt always special. The one that made sacrifices that when she came in, she was so tired she could just sit down. Hep bawe boom. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egun fàyè lẹ́yìn ọ̀nà hàn. Egun fàyè lẹ́yìn ọ̀nà hàn. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egun fàyè lẹ́yìn ọlọ́hàn. Egun fàyè lẹ́yìn ọlọ́hàn. Àjùbà egungun bàbá wa. Àjùbà egungun ìyá wa. Àjùbà egungun bàbá wa. Ẹ̀pà egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egun fàyè lẹ́yìn ọ̀nà hàn. Egun fàyè lẹ́yìn ọ̀nà hàn. Àjùbà egungun bàbá wa. Àjùbà egungun ìyá wa. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egun fàyè lẹ́yìn ọ̀làhàn. Egun fàyè lẹ́yìn ọ̀làhàn. Àjùbà egungun bàbá wa. Ẹ̀pà àjùbà egungun ìyá wa. Wọlé àjùbà egungun bàbá wa. Àjùbà egungun ìyá wa. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Wọlé egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egungun nitaye àtijọ́. Egun fàyè lẹ́yìn ọ̀làhàn. Egun fàyè lẹ́yìn ọ̀làhàn. Àjùbà egungun bàbá wa. Àjùbà egungun ìyá wa. Àjùbà egungun bàbá wa. Àjùbà egungun ìyá wa. Àjùbà egungun bàbá wa. Oya mi oya, Yansa, the mother of nine. Adúpẹ́ for opening this road this day, Yami, for courage. Adúpẹ́ Yami oya, Adúpẹ́ egungun. Our ancestors, our personal, direct ancestors who lived through challenges, who lived through being kings and queens, who lived through gliding down the Nile, who started farming. Egungun, you who bought land in spite of of challenges. You who produced children upon children. We thank you for our blood. We thank you for our bloodstream. We thank you for all that you've done. Thank you from the beginning of time until the next beginning of time. Thank you for allowing us to live as kings and queens on this earth and this land, in this country, to be leaders, to be amazing producers and supporters of humanity. We give thanks to you, ancestors. We thank our individual ancestors for those biscuits that you made, for the songs that you did, for braiding our hair, for always having something good to say, for choosing the special meal that you knew that we liked to just let us know what love felt like. We give thanks. We give thanks. We give thanks. We thank you for your boldness. We thank you for your courage. We thank you for your determination. Adúpẹ́ yìí àmì ọ̀yà yànsá adúpẹ́ àwọn egungun kì nígbà tí mo jí tọ́tẹ̀lárọ̀ bọ́bọ̀ ọjọ́ mo pẹ́ àwọn àríkú àti mọ́ bìlẹ̀rì àríkò àgọ́ àwọn àríkú jọ̀wọ́ lónìí sọ fún mi kí ni tani àti ọ̀hún kọ̀ọ̀hún kì mọ́ láti ṣẹ́ lónìí o. Adúpẹ́ fún bọ́bọ̀ ọ̀hún kì í sọ̀rọ̀ bọ́bọ̀ ọjọ́ kì mọ́ lọ́síwájú yìí. Ancestor, I give thanks to you that every morning when I rise, I have a shrine, I have a place, a sacred space where I can talk to you and ask you for your blessings. And thank you for the blessings that you bestowed. Thank you. Thank you for that opportunity to know that we did not forget the rituals and that there's a place that we can always speak and honor ourselves. Ashe. Modupwe. Modupwe. I want you to now give yourself time to just open your eyes and come back to this place, feeling the vibrancy of your ancestors. And this week and this month and this entire month of February, go to your ancestors every morning and thank them. Thank them because they're compelled for you to honor yourself and to honor them. Ashe. Adúpẹ́, y'all have a wonderful day. And remember, if you're interested in having your ancestor staff consecrated, send me an email and it will be made arrangements for you so that it can be done very soon. It's important for us to call our ancestors. I don't live from fear. I guess because my grandma didn't. So if you tell me something is down the road that's challenging, what I'm doing is arming myself. We have an election coming up. America is going to change. Call on your ancestors. Look at the reading of the year and commit just as your ancestors. America is changing. And by December, we will know. So I don't live from fear. I live from preparation. En guerra avisada no muere soldado. When the soldier is prepared, no one dies in the war. Y'all have a blessed day. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Odabo.